Hey, what's up, my nerds? It sounds weird coming from me. But anyway, I'm Air Bear, and Lovebug is sick, so it's just me today. I did not spread my germs to him. He got those from someone else. And you are just in time for your weekly dose of nerd news. Clink! Today is February 3rd, 2023, and this is what happened this week. And hang on, because there's a lot of it. All right, so to start things off with movies, did I say 23rd? It's actually February 3rd. I have 23rd written down. Anyway, starting off with movies. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, they released a new experience trailer. It's still coming out on February 17th, and it's still the same information that was in the previous trailers. So, I mean, you can go see it if you want to. It's a new trailer. So, in huge news, this is a lot. James Gunn had a press release where he announced his plan for, or I guess their plan, because he's working with some other person, I don't remember their name, but they're working together to create a new DCU similar to MCU, but he announced what he wanted to do. So, they're planning on connecting film, television, gaming, animation, making it all tell the same story and using the same actors, and if it's like animation to film, using the same voice actors. So just having it all connected. And anything that is outside of that, like, what is that? Teen Titans Go is going to be labeled DC Elseworld. So that's kind of the stuff that's not really canon. So there's the 4 upcoming films that we kind of already know about. I don't remember all 4, but Shazam, Aquaman is one, Blue Beetle, and I forgot what the other one is. But there's those 4 films that are already slated to come out. And then there's overall an 8 to 10 year plan. And so the first part of this, kind of like with the MCU had phase 1, the first part of this is going to be chapter 1, which is Gods and Monsters. I believe that's the title. He didn't name the other chapters or how many chapters there's going to be. So within this, there's a lot of shows and a lot of movies in there. So one of the shows is called Creature Commandos. It's an animated show. Not sure what it is. There's also Waller, which is going to be following Amanda Waller. I'm not trying to give you too much information just in case you want to see it for yourself and also so you don't get spoiled, because spoilers mean different things for different people. So, not trying to give you too much information, but trying to give you enough background information so you know what you're about to get into. So you can get excited too. So the first actual movie is going to be Superman Legacy, which is going to be coming out July 11th, 2025. And I believe that that's the one where he's looking, I guess, to go younger, maybe? That's the one that Henry Cavill did not get rehired for. Next up is HBO Max. They will have Lanterns, which is going to be following following the more terrestrial or the more Earth Green Lanterns. So Hal Jordan, I forget what the other one's name is. John somebody, I think. John Stewart? Maybe. I don't know. Anywho, it's going to be following them, and it's going to be kind of like how they're policing the world and how they're policing the universe and all of that. So that's going to be on HBO Max, and it looks like a lot of this is going to be coming through HBO, which kind of explains why HBO took all that stuff off so they can make room for this poop. Well, it's not poop. It's good stuff. Making room for this. I don't know why they had to take all the other stuff off, though. All right. And next up is the Authority movie, which is going to be following a group called the Marvelous Wildstorm. And they think that the world is broken and they are going to fix it by any means necessary. It's supposed to be a different take on superheroes, which it kind of reminds me, like when I heard about it, I don't really know anything about that group, but just when I heard that description, it reminded me of There is a Superman movie. It might be Gods Among Us, maybe? I don't know. There's a Superman movie that's animated that is like a alternate version of Superman, Wonder Woman, and the whole Justice League gang. And they are like, they're just not great people. And they are, I feel like they think something is wrong with the world and they're trying to fix it. Or they are like, just very violent and destroying things. And then I think the ones from like Our World have to fight them or something. I don't know. Vague memories of all this stuff. So anyway, that's the Authority movie, which seems like it could be really cool. A lot of this seems like it could be really cool. The next one is called Paradise Lost, which I don't know if it's a movie or a show. I get the feeling that it's a show, but it's following Themyscira, which is the island. I think it's an island or it's a world. I think it's an island. It's an island because it's on Earth. It's following the Themyscirians, which is where Wonder Woman is from. So it's following them. The next one is a movie. I don't know if it's going to be animated or live action. I'm really hoping it's live action, which is Brave and the Bold. And this isn't necessarily in this order. He didn't say it was going to be in this order. This was just the order that he listed it in. I was just like taking notes. So anywho, the next one is The Brave and the Bold, which is a story of Batman and Damian Wayne, which is Batman's son, who you should just watch some shows about Damian Wayne. Like, he's my second favorite Robin, but I like him a lot. So that's going to be coming out October 3rd of 2025. And I don't know if I mentioned that Superman Legacy will be coming out July 11, 2005. If I did, now you've heard it twice. The next one that he mentioned was Booster Gold, which is a guy who's from the future who travels to the past, and he uses future technology to make it seem like he's a superhero. Next one is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is kind of a darker take on Supergirl. And the last one that he mentioned is Swamp Thing, and it's going to be the origins of Swamp Thing. So all of those things are going to be connected. They're going to have the same actors and voice actors, and it's all going to be telling the same story. The other movie was The Flash. Yes, the other movie was The Flash, because he said something about it was like, that seemed kind of spoilery. So if there may be some, I don't know anything about the plot of The Flash, and I'm sure as soon as I see the preview for it or the trailer, then I will be like, oh, okay, yeah, so obviously that's the story that we're telling. But anyway, the other movie was The Flash. So that was James Gunn's press release. It was a lot. It's very exciting. I'm excited. Next 8 to 10 years are going to be packed. So, in other movie news, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence announced that they are going to be making Bad Boys 4, which they can't call Bad Boys for Life because I think they already took that title for Bad Boys 3. So anyway, they're coming out with Bad Boys 4. I will not be seeing it because it's rated R. But if you I liked Bad Boys 1, but I always saw it on TBS. When I was little, I would see it. So I think it was edited. So I didn't really see all the bad parts. Or maybe it was PG-13 back then. I don't know. But anyway, Bad Boys 4 is coming out, and I'm fairly sure it's going to be rated R, similar to Bad Boys 3. It might be even badder. All right. So, Fast X, which I don't know if the title of that is Fast 10 or Fast X, but it's a Fast and Furious franchise. They released an official Legacy trailer, and it looks like it's a trailer. It looks like it's a trailer for the first movie. So I tried to look up what Legacy trailer is. I know what Legacy board games are, and that's where you keep playing a game or something, it goes on further than just one day. It seemed like it was just a trailer for the first movie. So I don't really know. But the trailer for the actual movie will be coming out on February 10th. Or I guess the actual movie trailer will be coming out February 10th. And there was another trailer released for a movie that looks kind of interesting called The Magic Flute. And it is about a boy who goes to a boarding school so that he can sing, and I think it's just singing. And he also enters a fantasy world that is filled with adventure. So hopefully, I mean, the actors look kind of young. And sometimes when there's young actors, you know, you don't really know how well it's going to go off. So we'll see. But hopefully it's good. And next up, we're moving on to TV shows. So this one I'm super excited about. Star Wars Vision Volume 2. If you remember, Star Wars Vision Volume 1 was on Disney Plus, and it was, they went to a bunch of Japanese animators or Japanese animation companies, and they created, Japanese animation studios, and they created different takes on Star Wars, and they created like stories and a whole episode, or at least one episode. I think every episode was just one episode, I think. But they were really cool, like especially the first one. And it was completely different because it's animated differently than anything else that we've had animated as far as Star Wars. So anywho, Volume 2 of that is going to be coming out May 4th, also known as Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. It's going to be coming out with 9 animated shorts. Makes me sad that they're shorts, not just episodes, but whatever. So instead of sticking with Japanese animation studios, they're going to be going around the world and looking at how the world animates, which I just love this so much because I love cultural stuff. And so seeing how different countries, seeing what their influences are and how they're going to take on the story. And then also just I often forget that Star Wars is more than just here, that it's just worldwide. So anyway, there's going to be a studio in Spain. I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. Well, I know how to pronounce some of them. There's a studio in Ireland called Cartoon Saloon. There's a studio in Chile called Punk Robot. There's a studio in the UK called Aardman. There's a studio in South Korea called Studio Mer. Studio in France, there's a French one that's called Studio La Cachette. India, which is 88 Pictures. South Africa, which is Triggerfish. And Japan, in collaboration with Lucasfilm, is going to be The Art. I think that's missing a letter, so I'm not even going to say it because it looks like a cuss word. So anyway, there's going to be 9 different episodes. Some of the titles are called Sith, I Am Your Mother. Let me see, Journey to the Dark Head. So those are some of the titles that we can look forward to. So yes, very exciting. Star Wars Visions Volume 2 coming out. All right, next up, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm not the one who usually knows how to pronounce names. So anyway, Jordan Peele, I think it's Jordan Peele, Twilight Zone, the person who's on Twilight Zone. It has been removed from Paramount Plus. It's part of the merger with Showtime. I'm looking over here because that's where my notes are. Should be looking over here. But anyway, it's part of the merger with Showtime. They've also been getting rid of a lot of shows similar to HBO Max with its merger with Discovery. So Paramount Plus will be getting rid of that show along with some other shows. And it was kind of surprising because that was one of their, when it first came out, that was one of their more popular shows. So yeah. That's TV news. Now we're moving on to event news. It's kind of weird not having somebody to comment with, and I'm just talking to you. But anyway, here we are. So, event news. And sad news, we found out this week that Annie Wersching passed away at the age of 45. She is the voice of Tess from the Last of Us series, or from the Last of Us video games. Which with it coming out, with it releasing as television shows, kind of just brings the whole thing like kind of just makes you more aware of who she is and that sort of thing. And I was wondering if they were going to put something at the beginning of the next episode, because by the time we found out about it, it was like, I think it was on Sunday, but that episode was already going to be coming out like in a couple of hours when I found out about it. So I didn't think that they were going to add it to that episode, but we'll see if they add something like in memory of her to the beginning of the next episode. In Netflix news, which is still in event news. So I usually, we try to keep this about like nerd stuff, but I figured because it's Netflix and so many of us watch so many of our things through Netflix that it would be beneficial to know what Netflix is doing. So we mentioned earlier before that they have plans to prevent password sharing. They have now released what those actual plans are. So the way it's going to work is if you are accessing an account, and you are not in the correct location, basically like your IP address and all of that does not match up with the location that the primary account holder's address is in, and you're doing it for an extended period of time, you're going to get locked out. You can, like, if you are the primary account holder and you are going to be traveling for a couple of days, you can request a temporary code to access Netflix for 7 consecutive days. And if you're moving, you can change your primary location in the system or whatever. Members will be able to transfer their profile from a previous profile to their new profile if they have to create a new one. And all of this is expected to roll out by the end of March. So that's pretty soon. So go ahead and get yourself ready for whatever your plan is for handling that. Netflix, I guess because they're upsetting so many people with this, they decided to reward some people. So their premium plan is going to be expanding its features. So the expansion of that is going to be allowing you to download content to 6 devices. It was previously 4, so now you can download content to 6 devices, which I'm guessing I didn't have the premium plan. Like we had the plan higher than the basic plan. I don't know how expensive the premium plan is. And I'm wondering how many devices I can download stuff to, or if I can even do that. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to figure out like what would be the circumstance where I would want to do that. I guess where I don't have access to the internet. So yeah, anyway. So in addition to that, they are going to be putting what's called spatial audio on over 700 titles, which is the highest quality sound experience that you can have that does not require any additional equipment, they say. I'm going to add something about that. But currently they already have some shows that have this spatial audio feature, and I don't know if that is just for the premium plan members or if that's for everybody so that we can see what it is. But anyway, and it's supposed to be popular titles. It's not like just like some show that no one's even heard of. Like they said, like Wednesday and Glass Onion are going to be getting the spatial audio. So anyway, if you want to see shows that already have spatial audio, you can search for it in the search bar and it should bring up titles that have spatial audio feature already in the show. Again, I don't know if spatial audio is only available to premium plan holders. But anyway, what I was going to add, because it says that no additional equipment is required. However, I saw a YouTube video recently. I saw that other people saw it too. And it was about how we all need subtitles now, because basically, like in the past, microphones are really good, which we need a microphone. Anyway, microphones were not so good. And like the voice the actors had to like speak into the mic and enunciate and do all of this other stuff in order to be heard. But now, because of a lot of things, that's not as necessary because technology has gotten better. Mics can be hidden more places. They don't need to like speak up. So anyway, in that video, this is completely going off the rails. So in that video, they also mentioned that a lot of times movies will have like extra channels available for sound or for stereo sound and all of that, like how many ever stereos that you have. But most of us don't have those extra stereos or surround sounds. Like most of our TVs, the sound system's on the back of it. And so most of the sound is going back there and kind of bouncing around. So I kind of wonder if no extra equipment is required. And it said something like it's supposed to be like surrounding you. I don't understand how the sound coming from the television is supposed to surround me if I don't have surround sound equipment. So anywho, I don't know. I don't have a premium plan, and I'm not going to get one, so I guess I don't really need to figure that out. Gaming news. Jedi Star Wars Survivor, which is going to be the sequel to Fallen Order, which followed, I think it was Cal Stesis or Cal somebody. I don't know. That's probably like the name of a disease or something. But anyway, it followed this guy named Cal. It's going to be delayed 6 weeks. And I see in my notes that says it will not be released April 28th. And it's going to be 6 weeks later. But I don't know why I didn't write down what date it would be released. I'm kind of wondering if I made a typo and I was supposed to say it will now be released April 28th. Anyway, it's going to be delayed by 6 weeks. Another game that has been delayed is The Day Before, which is an open world survival game. They, this week, released a 10-minute gameplay walkthrough footage trailer thing. They have, which is like the first look that anyone's had of this game in over a year because they've had a lot of issues with things, trademark disputes and stuff like that. But now it's scheduled to release November 10th. But that was a game that a lot of people were like, I don't even know if this game is coming out anymore. So I guess they released footage to say, hey, look, guys, we have something. We're not making it up. So anyhow, that's came out this week, and that is it's coming out November 10th. Man, it's hard doing all of this by yourself. So Sony announced that PlayStation Plus collection. I know nothing about this, so I'm going to probably read a lot of this off the screen because I don't have PlayStation Plus. I have no background knowledge for this. So I'm just parroting stuff at this point. So anywho, Sony announced that PlayStation Plus collection will be the PlayStation Plus collection will be removed from the PlayStation Plus subscription on May 9th. However, members who are currently subscribed can still redeem titles up until that point, and they can access them afterward as long as they remain subscribers. So some of the titles that will be affected by this are, I'm not going to name all of them because there's quite a few, but I'm just going to name the ones that I like. God of War, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted, A Thief's End. I was trying to figure out if all of those were by the same company. They're not. Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies Chronicle Edition. Crash Bandicoot, apparently. Fallout 4, I don't like Fallout. Final Fantasy, I don't like Final Fantasy either. Mortal Kombat X, we don't play Mortal Kombat, but I like the franchise. And Resident Evil 7, I don't like that. I just read more of it. I just wanted to give comments. Anywho, we don't have any movies coming up this week. I mean, there's movies, but they didn't really look like something that we would be interested in. So, TV shows releasing this week. There's some big ones here. So, this is going to be from tomorrow, which is February 4th, until the February 10th. I keep seeing 10, so I think December, but it's February. So this is February 4th to the February 10th. Flash, the final season, I think it's season 9, is going to be coming out on the CW February 8th. I don't know what day of the week that is, but that's like 5 days away from today. Harley Quinn, a very problematic Valentine's Day special. I don't know anything about this, but it's coming out February 9th. I doubt it's going to have anything to do with this DCU, but it's probably going to be fun. And Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is coming out February 10th. And it says Disney Channel, but I'm guessing that's Disney Plus because I don't know of things that only come out on Disney Channel and don't come out on Disney Plus. But anyway, that's going to be coming out. And that looks like... I mean, I guess I don't have very many references. It's animated and it's a cartoon. That was redundant. It reminds me of Teen Titans Go, like kind of jokey and just fun and action-packed, maybe meant for younger kids. It doesn't really seem, I don't know, maybe it might be interesting. The premise seems interesting. And I like that there's a black girl as the main character. So, you know, that gives cosplay or somebody else to look at. Little representation. All right. But yeah, that's it. That's it for TV news and TV stuff. Actually, that's it for all the news. So yeah. So anywho, this has been your weekly dose. Somehow with just one person. I mean, there was a lot of news. Somehow with just one person, I still took the same amount of time. I didn't think I was going to, but you know, here we are. So this has been your weekly dose of nerd news. Be sure, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I have another channel and like I usually do the outro and that sort of thing. So I have like a whole little spiel. So if you like this channel, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. You can also share it with your friends. If you like this channel, make sure you hit subscribe and click on the notification bell so you can get a notification when we have another video coming out. Thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you next week for more nerdiness. I'm having a look over here because I never do the outro. Thanks for watching. Clink. You always have to wink when you clink.